Hi guys, happy glitter pick day, even though I'm not here with you. I am pre-recording this video for while I'm away in Mexico with Stampin' Up. So we're gonna jump right in. I have lots to share with you. We're gonna be making 2 cards today. 2 cards, the same idea, 2 different sizes, all right? So let me go ahead and flip this over. We do have a couple announcements, and I just wanna remind you before I forget. Okay. All right. So here is the host code. Remember to use this host code through the middle to late. No, it's going to be the middle of May. And then your gift is going to go out towards the end of May. And then use that for any order under $150. Remember to join my paper share. We are going to launch this on, what day did we say we're going to launch this? I think it's May 4th. So you can prepay for the pre-order of the paper share, even though it's like the catalog is probably live now when I'm filming this, or when you're actually seeing this. But I'm going to actually order the paper when I get back from Mexico. So it'll be around the 12th of May is when I'm going to order all the paper. And thank you everybody that's already signed up. Thank you so much. So be looking for the PayPal pre-order button to come to you between May 4th and May 11th, all right? And the same thing for my In Color Club. Make sure you sign up. We're going to get that rolling by May 15th, all right? So this is a really great club if you want to get everything in the In Colors, but yet space it out so it's not like a big chunk of change, you know what I mean? So definitely look at those, and I will have the In Color Club video listed down below. And then you can also go to my blog and click and see all the stuff about joining my paper share. Also, I want to give you guys a heads up. The announcement was made that Stampin' Up! Is going to be offering a color wheel, so we are so excited. This was the one that I got it on stage back in Houston, Texas for the Stampin' Up! Kind of like our convention. And everybody loves it. Everybody wants it. But I don't think Stampin' Up! Was really planning on selling them. So when this becomes available towards the end of this year, they're saying towards the end of this year, they will be an online exclusive item, all right? So as soon as that becomes available, I'll let you know. But just give you guys a heads up. It's coming. And they're with all Stampin' Up! Colors, which is awesome. All right, so I have so many cute cards to share with you. I'm going to show you 2 cards using the Attention Shoppers. I'm going to show you 2 cards that I made with the Adventurous Sky. And then we're going to make 2 cards using the Country Flowers, which are all brand spanking new items. And I believe when you actually see this video, you can order. Yay! So I'm sorry I can't be with you on this ordering day out of the new catalog, but it's still going to be a great time shopping. All right, so let me show you the one that we're going to use today to make our 2 cards. This is the Country Flowers. Why isn't that shutting there? I wonder. There we go. This is Country Flowers stamp set. This was a stamp set I did like in the annual catalog when we seen it, and I seen a presentation with it on stage. But let me tell you, I fell in love with this set even more when I got to play with it, and there will be, I don't know if you guys seen my card sketch already or if it's coming up, but stay tuned. And then also I did share a second version of a video that I made, I think it's been a couple weeks ago, using this stamp set. So all this, that card is already on my blog, so you can check that out. But this is that stamp set, and it comes in a bundle with the Country Flowers, which is awesome. So it cuts out all these images, which is great. And then you get extra flowers and leaves. And then the greetings in here, the one that I, really especially love is So Lucky to Know You. I just love that. And we're going to use that today. But it's also Sending Love, Best Friend Forever, Flower Market, and with Heartfelt Sympathy. Those are the greetings for the stamp set. So it's a really beautiful stamp set. And we're going to be building this bunch of flowers with this little bucket. There's also like a little teapot and a little footstool, which you can build on like with the plants. It's just so cute. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing a lot of tips one with, well, maybe two with the Adventurous Sky. And then I'm going to also show you how I colored my vase and my flowers today for today's card. But I'm not going to color both of them. I'm just going to show you how I colored them, and then I'm just going to put them both together with you, all right? So the first one we're going to make today is using the Summer Splash. You guys know this is a beautiful color. And then the other color we're making is the Petunia Pop. So you can see the Petunia Pop is right here. We're going to make that one next. But we're going to make the Summer Splash one first. So let me get my measurements here for you guys. There is a printable for today's project worksheet. It is listed down below, and it will also be on my blog post under the download section on my blog post, all right? So if you want to print that out and make them right along with me, feel free to do that. All right, so Summer Splash is cut at 5.5 by 8.5. We're going to score and cut that. And then we're going to cut a piece of basic white, which is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. And then I also have another piece of Summer Splash, which is cut at 3/4 by 3 1/4. So 3/4 by 3 1/4. I know, that's kind of weird. And then the Unbounded Beauty, which is being used by both cards. This is the one that's the other piece in that designer paper collection. It's so pretty. They're double-sided. And this collection of designer paper is using all the new in colors too. So, but I'm using this Summer Splash side. This piece is cut at 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. And then the circles, I use the deckled circle dies, which are right here. And let me show you, I use, counting from the center, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. The 6th and the 7th size and the deckled circles. I believe these are online exclusives, so just type in this number, 162286, and it should pull them up. Because they're not in the annual catalog, I don't believe. They've been moved to the online exclusive. But these circles are amazing just because there are so many in different sizes and the large ones. And I'm using the same circles for the other card too with the Petunia Pop. So this circle is approximately 3 1/8, and then this basic white circle is approximately 2 7/8. So it's 3 1/8 and 2 7/8, and it's the same size for the other card. All right, so let's grab our paper trimmer. I have made this card a few times over the years. And it's a really amazing card to make, and it's an interactive card. It's a slider card. All right, so we're going to score on the 8.5 inch side. I'm just going to double check these measurements here. So we got to cut this at 8.5 by 5.5. Yep. All right, so on the 8.5 inch side, we're going to score this at 4 and 8. Pretty simple. 4 and 8. Let me get some adhesive. Let me get some adhesive first. And that one's out, of course. Let me get, there's one right here. All right, so here we go. We're going to put our designer paper on, so we only have to cut once for our slider part of our card. Make sure you cover the piece really good on your designer paper, because we are going to cut a line that's going to make for the slider piece. Okay, so once again, we're back to the scoring it at 4 and 8, and we're going to put this between the 4 and the 8 inch score line. Should fit perfectly in there, okay? And now we're going to flip this over so we can cut both pieces at the same time. This is the 1/2 inch score line on this side, and we're going to line this up at 1 1/2. So line it up at 1 1/2 over here, and we're going to use the cutting arm. And we're going to cut from 1 inch, cutting at 1 inch, starting on the cutting arm, 1 inch down to 4 1/2. So it should be 1 inch from the top and 1 inch from the bottom is where we're going to be cutting in between those. So starting at 1 inch down to, wait a minute here, 1 inch down to 4 1/2. And I like to make a couple passes, especially since we're cutting through the cardstock and the designer paper. But this is our cut line that your slider piece is going to slide on the front. Can you see that right there? Okay. Let's move our trimmer. And again, you're going to use your bone folder. Your bone folder is going to be really awesome for this card because you're going to want to have these lines crisp and nicely folded. Okay, let me grab some tear and tape. We're going to put tear and tape along this 1/2 inch side over here. Okay, and then we're going to take our arm, that 3/4 by 3 1/4, right? We're going to put a dimensional on one side. I'm going to take a full-size dimensional. We're going to put it on one end of our little tab. Then we're going to flip it over and we're going to put some tear and tape, not all the way across here. Let me show you what we're going to do. So this is the front of the card. We're going to put our tab inside of this slit right here that we cut. And we're going to make sure the dimensional side is outside of the front of the card. So that's what that's going to look like. Then you're just going to flip this over. You're going to pull this all the way down to the bottom of the card and position that right where you want that dimensional to be sticking out. And then you can go ahead and flip that over. And then we're going to go ahead and put tear and tape on the rest of the arm on the inside. Okay, so you want me to say that again? Let's take the arm out. All right, so this is the front of the card. We're going to take our arm with our dimensional. We're going to slide it into that slit that we cut. And you're going to bring it all the way down on the bottom of the card and then put your dimensional right where you want it. You don't need this all the way out. So dimensional width is perfect. And then you're just going to flip it over and then you're going to put a strip of tear and tape on the back side of this arm, just like that. Okay, now we're going to peel that off. Let me get my, take your pick. We're going to peel that off. And then we're going to take our basic white piece. Remember, this is 3/4 by 5. And the top of my card is going to be over here, right? So we're going to put our arm all the way down. And then I'm going to line this edge of the basic white up to the top of my card, which this is the top and then this is the bottom. And then of course you're going to keep it between the 4 and the 8 inch score line. So I'm going to put this between the 2 score lines. And then I'm going to set that down and then that's going to get adhered to your tear and tape that we just peeled off. So now the idea of the card is when you pull this arm out, or when you pull this tab inside, you can see that it's moving the tab on the inside. Now we're going to go ahead and use our punch. I got a 1.5 inch circle punch, which I think is still retired. But you can use any size circle punch, and we're going to punch a little finger hole right here. Let me grab that. All right, so here's my 1.5 inch circle punch. So now you're going to move your white piece out of the way. You don't want to punch your insert piece. You're just going to punch your Summer Splash and your designer paper. And I'm kind of eyeballing from this score line and that score line. I'm just going to punch out half of the circle. And then when you send this card, the idea is that the finger hole will show the pull part here, and that's where we're going to attach a little piece of ribbon, so that the receiver knows to pull that, okay? So now we're going to flip this back over to the back side, and we're going to peel off that backing on the 1/2 inch score line over here. And then we're just going to seal this down, just like that. And then you might want to take your bone folder again. Just reinforce that. Yep, it looks good. So reinforce the score lines and the folded lines. Just like that. Isn't that cute? So then they know to pull this. Now you can turn it and have it go horizontal if you want. But I'm going to make this one go vertical. So we're going to put our little country flower vase on this. Now let's get to that part of the stamping. And let me get some scrap over here. I'm going to show you exactly what I did. And then we're going to take our Memento ink. And I'm going to stamp the little cluster of flowers. Stamp one on here. This is a photopolymer stamp set too. It works really good. And then the vase. The vase actually comes up a little bit. I'll show you when I stamp it, but it comes up a little bit so you can add your flowers to the top of it, or your plant, or whatever image you're using for the can. It's so cute. See how it comes up a little bit higher right there on the edge on the top? All right. Now let me show you how I colored the tin or the can. I used on both of my vases, which I'll show you the difference. I used both of my vases. I used the ones that I pre-colored. I used the gray granite light and the smoky slate dark. That's what I used on my other vases. But I'm going to use the gray granite dark and the gray granite light. So then you guys can see the difference if you want to use gray granite. But you can always intermix your blends. Don't forget that. All right, so I'm going to outline my gray granite dark on the right-hand side of my vase here. So I'm going to use the dark. I'm just going to draw or color, I don't know, maybe quarter of the can on the right-hand side to form like a shadowing on my can. Okay, and you can also add a little bit over here, just a thin line on the bottom and the left-hand side. And I'm going to take the gray granite light and I'm just going to color in the rest of the can. I'm going to go over this a few times to blend that dark gray granite in there so you can see what it looks like there so far. And I'm just going to blend this all in with the edges so there's no hard edges of my gray granite dark. And then I can bring in a little bit more of the gray granite to the center and then just kind of leave like a little highlight in the center of my can. Maybe just a little bit. I'll go over just a little bit. There we go. Okay, can you see the coloring of the shadowing for that? The blends are so beautiful for blending. Can you see that? Isn't that nice? All right, so that's how I colored the can. Now we're going to color the flowers. We're going to use the Summer Splash, Lost Lagoon, and you're going to use your color lifter. So I'm going to color in my flowers. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so let's color in my flower. I'm going to use the Summer Splash Light. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 little flower buds. And I'll show you up close when I get done coloring them because they might kind of blend in with all the leaves. But there are definitely 4 buds of flowers. Whether they're roses, I don't know. But I'm coloring my flowers to match my cardstock. Oh, actually there's 5. 5 color buds. Okay, so there, I just colored those in. Just colored them in solid. Now these 2 flowers right here, this one and this one, I'm just going to go ahead and color the center, but not bring it all the way out to the edge. And this one over here. Okay, and then I'm going to take my Lost Lagoon and I'm going to color in all my single leaves over here that are like off of the flower. I'll show you this up close too. I think that's it. Okay, so I colored in all the individual leaves that are off the flowers. Now, this might be a succulent, or it might even be another flower. I don't know, but I'm looking at it as it's another leaf or a succulent. So I'm going to color this in with each of the petals, and I'm just going to color the bottom section of the succulent or the leaves, and I'm doing each leaf individual. So I can only color the bottom section of it. Let me show you. Oh wait, this one's going to come down a little bit more. Okay, so you can see how I colored the leaf or the succulent, whatever that is. All right, now we're going to take the color lifter. The color lifter doesn't actually remove, I mean, it does kind of like, if you want to push color outside, like if you colored outside the edges a little bit, the color lifter, if you go over that enough times, it might like push it back in, but it's not actually like removing color. It's just going to make it lighter. And what I found is when I use the color lifter, I'm going to go around the flower where I use that summer splash, and it's going to lightly blend that summer splash out to the edge of my flowers. And I'm also going to do it to the Lost Lagoon leaf or the succulent. I'm just going to take my color lifter and run that across the leaf part. And it makes it look so pretty, doesn't it? I love it. Okay, so now I went ahead and die cut out these two images, and let me get my circle. So these were the ones I was supposed to color. Let me actually color these again, because I was supposed to color these instead since I die cut them out. So hopefully I can speed this up so you don't have to rewatch everything in real time. Okay, very pretty. All right, so we got our two pieces that I've already die cut. I meant to color these instead of those, but okay, so now you got your plant and your can, and I'm going to take that adhesive, where is that, right here. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on my can, and then I'm going to put my flower in the can, so it's just sitting right on the top of the can, just like that. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. And then we're going to stamp So Lucky to Know You, but I'm going to need this as a little guide to where I'm going to be stamping this. This is that circle that's 2 7/8 approximately, and this is the So Lucky to Know You, and I'm going to stamp this right along the right top side, right there. And then I'm going to take some dimensionals and put those behind my flowers in my can. And this is going to go right over to the side. That's So Lucky to Know You. Isn't that a beautiful greeting? And this could be a birthday card, anything really. It could be, seriously, anything you want it to be. That's why I'm not going to actually, well, maybe I will stamp it. All right, and then we're going to put this onto that 3 1/8 inch circle from the Deckled Circles with the Summer Splash. Isn't that pretty? Ooh. All right, and then we're going to take our card. I'll keep those for another card. So now we're going to put our dimensional right here where our dimensional is. We're going to peel off the backing, and then we're going to put this right on the front of our card. And then when you pull that, wait, that's kind of crooked there. Hold on, let me straighten this out. There we go. So then when you pull this finger hole part with the white, it moves up. Isn't that pretty? So now here's a little tip. When you're wanting to stamp in the card or even another flower pot or whatever, the greeting, you might want to take a pencil. This is actually a pen that erases. So you might want to take a pencil and just kind of draw a little line here before you actually stamp the inside. Because for me, I don't want the inside of my card to show through the finger hole right here. Let me write this down a little bit more. Right here, there we go. Plus, this is going to be to show you where to put your ribbon. So let me go ahead and put the ribbon. I have a little snippet of the Summer Splash ribbon. I'm going to actually cut this down a little bit. I'm going to cut this down a smidge. And we're going to put this right in the center of that pencil line. And we're going to staple. I have my Stampin' Up! Stapler. This is retired. If you guys were lucky enough to get this, I have a link on my favorites for the staples that fit this stapler. It's really awesome. Okay, so then you can staple your ribbon, or you can punch a hole there and tie a ribbon through it. But that also tells the receiver to pull this top of the card out. And then you can also stamp a greeting. Let me stamp one of the greetings that are in this stamp set. Let me stamp Sending Love. I'll stamp that. Sending Love right here. Because that could be for anything. Sympathy, a birthday, you know, this could be for anything. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp this on here. Sending Love. Let me get my Memento ink right here. Okay, Sending Love. Now you're just going to stamp it below that finger hole. We're just going to stamp it right there. Now, if you want to have an extra place to sign, you can always put it on the back. You can also add another strip. Let me actually erase this pencil line. You can also add another strip of, designer paper to the back. And you can make like a little pocket for a gift card if you want. So I would take like the Summer Splash. Just take maybe 1.5 inches by 3 3/4. And then I would put that on the back. And I would only put adhesive on the 2 sides and the bottom. And then you would have a pocket to put a little gift card into if you want to send them a gift card too. Isn't it cute? Sending Love. So beautiful. All right, so that is card number 1. Now, we're going to make number 2. So just hold on a second. Let me clean off my space. We don't have to color or stamp for this one since we're using the same design. I will be using my 2-inch circle punch for the finger hole part of the card. But we're going to change out the layout. It's going to be a slimline card this time. So we're going to use the Petunia Pop. Now this piece of Petunia Pop is cut at 8 by 8.5. We're going to score and cut that one together. And then your designer paper, remember this is the Unbounded Beauty. This piece is cut at 3 3/4 by 7 3/4. And then a piece of basic white for the inside is cut at 3 3/4 by 7.5. And then the same tab size is cut at 3/4 by 3 1/4. And then this will take a special size envelope. Hopefully you guys got the envelope punch board. I do still have mine, but I know many of you don't have that. But you can also make your own envelopes with that envelope punch board, which is why I will never get rid of it. All right, so let's go ahead and get our paper trimmer. We're going to cut and score just like we did the other one. All right, so let me just double check my measurements. So this is the 8-inch side, and then this is the 8.5. So we're going to score on the 8.5-inch side, and again at 4. Let me flip this around, just because I bent this end of the cardstock, so I'll use that as my tab. So 8.5-inch side across the top. We're going to score it at 4 and 8. So you're still going to have a 1/2 inch end over here. And let's go ahead and put our designer paper on this time. before we flip it over to do our cut line. Remember, your designer paper is cut at 3/4 by 7 3/4. We're going to put this on the 1/2 inch side over here where we scored it at 8. This designer paper is going to go right on that side between the 4 and the 8. Just like that. Okay? So this is going to be the front of our card. So now you're going to go ahead and flip it over. And again, we're going to line this up at 1 1/2. But this time we're going to cut from 1 to 7 1/2. Yeah, 7 1/2. We're going to cut down to, I believe, no, 7. So cutting down from 1 to 7. Remember, we're cutting 1 inch from the top and 1 inch from the bottom, the same way we did the smaller card. So cut from 1 inch down to 7, and then it should, you might want to run that through a couple times, just like we did the last card. So there's your cut line. And then you're going to take your tab again, your 3/4 by 3 1/4. You're going to put 1 dimensional on one end, and you're going to slide this from the front over here. Line it up all the way down at the bottom of your slider piece right here. And then just have it show the dimensional, and then flip that over. And we're going to put tear and tape on this tab, just like we did the last card. Now this card is big enough to add a gift card inside the slider part, which is really awesome. All right, and then we're going to fold this piece over. We're going to add our tear and tape on that 1/2 inch score line, just like the last card. Okay, let me get my, take your pick tool. All right, and then your basic white piece is 3/4 by 7 1/2. We're going to put that in first. So we're going to peel off our tear and tape, making sure this is all the way down at the bottom of our card, and then this is going to be the top. So we're going to line our piece of basic white between the 4 and the 8 inch score line, and then line that up at the top between the score lines, and then seal that down on that arm right there, and then peel off our backing over here on the 1/2 inch score line. I didn't really burnish that very good, did I? Let's take our bone folder and burnish that score line. There we go. Then we can fold this over just like that. Now you can see this is a longer card. It's called a slimline card. It's bigger than your standard card, so it won't fit into a standard size envelope. But now you, oh, we forgot to punch our punch out. Maybe I can still do that. But you can see that this one is moving at the bottom. Let me see if I can punch my 2 inch. I might have to use my 1 inch. Hold on. Maybe I can do it still. We're gonna do it. Make sure you punch your finger hole before you do this. Learn by my mistakes, right? All right, I'm gonna have to use the 1 1/2 inch circle, I think. Yeah, the 1 1/2 still fits in there. It might be a little snug. I just mainly want the receiver to know to pull that end. Yeah, the 1 1/2 works too. To pull that tab. So you can have this go vertical or horizontal, which I'm going to make mine go horizontal this time. Let's move our punches. All right, so now for the sake of time, I've already made my embellishment just like the Summer Splash. I made it just like the Summer Splash one, but with the petunia pop. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, I don't know which color is my favorite. Okay, so we're going to peel off the backing of the dimensional. And we're going to put this right... Now, remember when you're putting this on your dimensional, you want to make sure you're not overextending your embellishment over here. So you want to keep it within the card dimension, just like that. And then you can embellish on the top, which is, well, you'll see the other ones that I made with the airplane and the shopping cart. Isn't that beautiful? And then you definitely have room. Let me show you. If I got a gift card over here, I would show you that. You can add, I don't think I have a gift card, but you can definitely add a gift card inside your pocket here. Hold on, I'm still looking. I thought I brought over a gift card, but maybe not. You could definitely add a gift card there. I would put it on like a mini glue dot that's maybe not quite as sticky as it, you know, originally is, and just stick it in there. And then you can have it pull out. And then like you can see like the other cards, let me just go ahead and stamp that sending love like I did on the other one. I'm just going to stamp it here on the bottom corner. And make sure, hold on, let's do that part where we did our pencil line, right where the ribbon is going to go, because I'm going to add the ribbon to this one too. I got some Petunia Pop ribbon. Let me trim that down. I'm going to put that right inside of that pencil line where we made that cutout for the finger hole there. And what I'm doing, I'm just folding over the ribbon. I just cut it in half, or folded it in half. And I'm putting one to the back and one to the front. And then I'm going to take my mini stapler. Try not to staple my finger. That would not be good. And then staple the ribbon to the pulley part here. And let's erase our pencil line, or pin line, I should say. Okay, and then you can stamp your greeting, which I'm going to just stamp it like the other ones, sending love. But you could send this for happy birthday. You can stamp another cluster of flowers right there. Isn't that beautiful? Two separate kinds of cards, but the same idea. Both are sliders, and you could put the gift card inside of the basic white because it's big enough. And then if you need more room to sign, you can also sign another piece of basic white to the back, and you have a place to sign more information or stamp another image. All right, so now let me show you. All the other cards are so cute. Plus I have a couple tips for the Adventurous Sky one. So let me show you the Attention Shoppers first. Bring these in so you can see those two together. Aren't they cute? All right, so Attention Shoppers. Now this stamp set is one of my favorites. This has got a shopping cart, and it does have a die, but I forgot to bring it over with you today to make this video. But this stamp set does come in a bundle with the die, and it's brand new. And then these are the cards that I made for that. So this one is also using the shopping cart. Isn't it cute? So again, I made them all the same way. So the shorter ones I made vertical, going up. And you can see the cart. I put a couple gift bags and then a plant inside. And then the treat yourself, I just cut that apart because you can see that it's one stamp. So all I did is I just followed the edges of the word and I just separated it. And then I just popped it up on dimensionals. So cute. And then the inside, shopping is always a good idea. And then I added another plant. And again, you can put another little pocket back here and add a gift card if you want to. It's adorable. And then this one is your horizontal one that has the shopping cart going to the side. And again, you can add the gift card inside here, like an Amazon card. That one would be really cute with the shopping cart, I think. I think we made a card like this, and I said the same thing with the Amazon gift card or a Walmart gift card. It's just so cute. All right, so that was with the Attention Shoppers. Very cute set. Very cute stamp set. And then now these are using, let me show you the stamp set first. This is using Adventurous Sky. This is awesome stamp set and die. This is the stamp set. It's got a bunch of cute greetings. You always lift me up. To my friend. Happiest Father's Day. Flying by to say hi, happy birthday, and then you're the best, plain and simple. Playing on the plane, right? Because it's an airplane. I thought that was so cute. Now, these dies are so awesome. You can piece together your die of your airplane, like these two pieces go together. And then you can also have a die that cuts out the stamp image. This one goes with this one here, which works perfectly. And then you also have like a banner that pulls behind the airplane, which I really wanted to put the banner on the back of my airplane just because it's so stinking cute. But I'm going to show you how to put that together using this die right here and this one right here. This and these two dies go together, and then you got the propeller, which when you cut out one, you're going to get two, which is great. And then you have 3 sets of clouds, which are really cute. And then this die also cuts out this little airplane right here, I believe. Hold on. This one. Yes, that one cuts out the little airplane in the stamp set. Then you got a couple background images. You got a few clouds. It's such a cute masculine stamp set and die. Okay, so let me show you how to put your banner together. But first, let me show you the cards that I made using the same card design. So here is the slimline card. You can see the plain. I used the boho blue and the smoky slate to build my airplane. And then this one pulls out. And again, you can add another gift card if you want to. And then I stamped the flying by to say hi on the smallest decal circle. And then I just popped that up on the dimensional. And then I used the designer paper in this suite too, which is awesome. It's got the clouds. And then the smaller one, which is right here, I used the same designer paper. But this one I used the Cajun Craze and the Smoky Slate. Look, I used the silver foil sheet for the propeller. And then in this suite, you have these embellishments. And let me just tell you, these embellishments are like really awesome. Very masculine, I should say. Let me show you. These are called industrial trinkets. They are awesome. And I put them on with the glue dot. Can you see them? They are so awesome. I love them. So those are in the suite with the adventurous sky. Okay. So you can see I put 2 here on this one. That one pulls up so it's vertical. So cute. And then again, this one goes horizontal like the other ones. So lots of room to put a gift card on the slimline one. Okay. All right. Now let me show you this cute little banner that I was going to put on my airplanes, but I ran out of room, and I will show you on my sample why it wouldn't fit. But let me get some scrap. And I'm going to do a little bit of masking. I don't know if you guys know about masking, but what I did for mine, even on my sample, I'll show you the sample again. On this card right here, this is one whole stamp set, or one whole stamped image. So it says, "You're the best, plain and simple." So what I wanted to do was put the plain and simple on the banner behind the airplane. Well, you can see I don't have enough room. So I just tucked it up underneath the cloud, and I still used it. And then I did the masking for "You're the best" on the cloud, which worked out perfect. But I'm going to show you exactly what you're going to do for that. So you're going to use the Stampin' Right marker, and this is the basic black. Remember, the Stampin' Right markers are totally different than the Stampin' Blends. Do not do a masking technique like I'm going to show you right now with the Stampin' Blends. You want a water-based marker. So this is the Stampin' Right water-based marker, and we're going to take our brush tip end, and I'm just going to color them. This is the stamp that says "You're the best, plain and simple." So what I did is I'm just going to color in the plain and simple on the bottom of the stamp with my black Stampin' Right marker. I'm going to huff on it, and then I'm going to stamp, and there you have your, it's just the plain and simple, right? So there's just what I wanted to stamp, because then you're going to take the die, this die right here, and you're going to die cut it. Here, let me zoom in a little bit. All right, so you're gonna put this right at the end of the plain. So you have plain and simple. Push that through your die cut machine. And then when you die cut it out, then put it through again, lining up this end, because it's a larger die cut for just the two little words, you know. So I'm kind of condensing it. Plus, since I was using this word for my card, I thought it would make it better to make it fit, but it definitely didn't fit because it's way too big. So then just die cut it again with the point end to shrink it down, right? So I went ahead and did that. And then you're going to die cut out this little black end right here. Can you see that? That is this die right here. And I use the basic black for that. This die right here. And then you're going to take that end, which is this end with the triangle, and you're just going to put a little tiny bit of glue on the point end, not the banner end, but the point end, and it fits perfectly in that triangle. Just like that. So that's how you're going to attach your banner to your plane. So let me bring in my plane again on my card, and you can see why I wasn't able to use it because it's too big. But it would be so cute. Let me actually show you on my horizontal one. So if my card was like this, right, I could put this behind my airplane. Look how cute that is. Oh my gosh. Plain and simple, right? So I could have did plain and simple and then stamped "You're the best" on the cloud. So it would have looked like this. Let me do the best part. Hold on, I got to clean my stamp here. Let me see if I get any baby wipes over here. I want to make sure I clean my stamp really good so I can stamp "You're the best," just like I did with the plain and simple. I'm just getting a baby wipe out of my container here. So I want to really clean my stamp really good from what we did with the plain and simple, right? Plain and simple. I'm going to dry this off. And then we're going to take the brush tip end again, and this time we're just going to stamp "You're the best." So this is called masking, a different form of masking, right? Or omitting is also called this, omitting, because we're omitting parts of the image with our Stampin' Right marker. So "You're the best," and then I wanted to stamp this on the cloud. Stamp it and then huff on it, making sure I'm stamping it the right way. And then stamp "You're the best." Right? So "You're the best." This is what I was envisioning with this card, but it didn't fit. So instead of putting "flying by" to say hi, I would have put that on the cloud. And that now, so you guys can see my vision, but yeah. So "You're the best," plain and simple, is the banner going behind it. So cute. I love it. So, but it didn't work out. But I still wanted to show you, when you get the die and the stamp set, you can still do that. But your card is just going to have to be positioned in the center. Like if my card was in the center here instead of it being a pull-out card. You know what I mean? And then Richard, I showed Richard this card, and he was thinking the same thing I was. Because I was thinking, man, it would be really cute if I like pulled this out and then it had it like exposed down here. You know what I mean? Like, but I didn't have enough time to think about it. But, you know, like you could do like a... just have it there to be like exposed when you pull it out. I don't know. And then to see it would cover over it, right? No, it wouldn't, because that dimensional's hitting it. So I just have to figure it out. But it's still such a cute stamp set and die. I love it. All right, so there's your quick tips on all these cards. I hope it helped you. I hope you love all these products, or these products and the samples. Let me show you the cards again. This is the one we made with the Petunia Pop and the Summer Splash. Same idea. They just go in a different version and they're different sizes. But like I said, you'll have to make an envelope for this. What is the finished size? I think it's 8 by 4. So I would say 8 1/4 by 4 1/4 envelope. If you guys got the envelope punch board, I can show you how to make the envelopes, or you can even research envelope punch board and look at my YouTube channel. It will pull it up on how to make that using the envelope punch board, because that tool is really awesome for making your own envelopes. But we don't sell it anymore. I don't even know if it's available anymore, even, you know, through memory makers or anything. All right, guys. Hopefully you guys had fun, and I miss you, and I'll see you in a little while. I love you guys. Thanks again for watching. Give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye, guys.